We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettitte. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing work with military and first responder families. Now we're expanding our mission to help veterans struggling with homelessness. We want to help them rebuild their lives not only by giving them a home, but by providing the services they need. Please join me in donating at t2t.org.
My name is Wally Joyner. I was a first baseman for the Angels, Padres, Royals, and Braves. I give the Tunnel to Towers because of what they provide for the veterans, the military, the first responders, the police, the firemen who go out and put their lives in danger for our freedoms. I think it's an incredible charity, an incredible foundation. Their goals of helping the families that protect us. I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responder families with young children. Never forget.
Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours with outstanding pools and big payouts. Here are some of our recent pools. The pool is over $214,000 on June 23rd and over $240,000 on May 26th. And the late pick four often has pools of over $150,000. And remember, a $10,000 pick six promo on Sundays. Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos, Saturday and Sunday nights.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Hey, time to get started with the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Saturday morning. We welcome you to the show. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station, the South Point Studios station on YouTube. The audio and video streaming, our network here at YouTube, at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital. We welcome you to the show. And, of course, all of our other listeners and viewers that have listened and viewed us on many different platforms that we have, trying to deliver this show to you in any corner of the world. That includes, of course, here in Las Vegas, our local radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM as well. And then, of course, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global, iPhone, Android, with the apps that you can get, the KSHP app to listen to us, the YouTube app you can see and hear us, and, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever, welcome to the Race Day Show for this Saturday morning. All right, the weather continues to be the key factor in racing around the country. We had, several cancellations yesterday, at least 4 by the time we went off the air. Today, the only residual cancellation from a couple of days ago with the hurricane and the tropical storm Debbie is at Colonial Downs. Colonial Downs will not race again today. They have canceled today. So today's Arlington Million card will be just transferred over to tomorrow. They're going to race tomorrow. The entire Arlington Million card that was going to go today is now going to tomorrow. So right now, Colonial Downs is the only track that's canceled. All the other tracks that canceled yesterday, and of course, all the other tracks that have run and off-going are going today. As far as the cancellations are concerned, we just checked a couple of minutes ago, so that's good. There is, however, a little bit of fine-tuning going on at Saratoga today, okay? Saratoga, as you know, have been, no pun intended, jockeying around with some of these stakes races there. And so, because of not only the cancellation day itself, but of course, because all the rain that hit Saratoga, the grass course has just become just so soggy that they can't run any races on the grass right now. Now, they tell me today, after all of that rain and everything has been through Saratoga the last couple of days, they tell me it's a beautiful day out there at Saratoga, but the ground just could not take all of the intense rain and moisture that it's had in the last couple of days. Therefore, even though it's beautiful out at the track today, they will not be racing on the turf course. All the turf races have come off the turf today at Saratoga. So that means the 4th race, scheduled at 1 mile and 16th on the inner turf course, will be now at 1 mile on the main track. The 7th race, which was scheduled at 1 mile and 16th on the inner turf course, now at 1 mile on the main track. The 9th race, which is the Troy, you remember we've already had this Troy rescheduled at least, this will be the 3rd time. The original schedule that was canceled, and then they canceled it afterwards, and now for the 3rd time they're going to try to run the Troy Stakes, which is was supposed to be at 5.5 furlongs on the turf course for 4-year-olds and up. It is now 5.5 furlongs on the main track for 4-year-olds and up. And the big favorite there, Cogburn, was the 1-2 choice on the morning line when it was on the grass. We'll wait and see. You know, they're going to have late scratches in this race, so we'll wait and see about that. And then the 12th and final race, which was the Galloway, which was scheduled to go today, and it is still going today, but it was scheduled at 5.5 furlongs on the turf course as well, will now move to the main track at 5.5 furlongs, same distance for the 3-year-old fillies. So we are expecting probably quite a few scratches to come in the 4th, the 7th, the 9th, and the 12th races today. In addition to that, on the racing card, on the program, there will be 12 races that will be on the program. There will only be 10 races run today. The 6th race was scheduled to be the Saratoga Derby, again rescheduled for the 2nd time. The Saratoga Derby at 1 mile and 3/16 on the turf for 3-year-olds has been canceled. So wipe out the 6th race. That race is being rescheduled to run tomorrow at Saratoga. And the 10th race, the very popular 4-Star Dave Stakes at 1 mile on the inner turf for 3-year-olds and up, has also been canceled. So you don't have a 10th race. 10th race out. They're going to try to reschedule that for tomorrow as well. So here's what's going on. You're going to have the 1st through 5th, then the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then the 11th and 12th. Now, what they did at Saratoga, so they can keep some of the race over races pools intact, the first pick 5 and the first pick 4 not affected because the first 5 races will go as expected. What will happen is they're going to have a pick 5 that starts in the 7th race. It's going to cover the 7th, 8th, 9th, and then the 11th and 12th. The 7th, 8th, 9th, and the 11th and 12th are the new pick 5, the late pick 5 there at Saratoga. Of course, no 10th race, so it's going to be 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. The 8th race will have an additional pick 4, and this pick 4 will cover the 8th, the 9th, the 11th, and 12th. Again, no 10th race. So the 8th, 9th, 11th, and 12th, that'll be a pick 4 that will happen. It'll start in the 8th race. And that's all we can tell you at the moment. I'm thinking, I don't know about the pick 6 today, whether they'll run it or not. If they do, then obviously they won't have the 10th race in it. We'll wait and see. They did not give us any direction on the pick 6, so that might be carried over to tomorrow. We might not have a pick 6 there at Saratoga. But I can give you the conditions right now at Saratoga. They say the track is fast and it's sunny and 70 degrees. Yes, I know. I can't believe the track is labeled fast, but that's what they have on their website right now. We'll wait and get it updated as soon as they update it for us. But there will be no turf racing at Saratoga. I know it's kind of hard once in a while to follow that bouncing ball, but we're giving it to you as they give it to us, and that's what's happening. Tomorrow, I'm assuming that they will run the Saratoga Derby and the 4-Star Dave, which will be hopefully the last couple of races on the card, just in case there's any more confusion, any more cancellations. It hopefully won't affect any of the pools on the races there. But they did at least revamp the late pick 4 and late pick 5 to take out that 10th race. So that's what you got there today. So we'll wait and see how many late scratches happen in those 2 turf stakes races that are now on the main track at Saratoga. And as far as any other cancellations, as we have them now, it's only Colonial Downs. That big Arlington Million Day of racing will be switched over to tomorrow. It's the exact same card that was supposed to go today. They haven't redrawn anything, and the post positions, the races, as far as the sequence of races, etc., stay exactly the same as they were today. That will be tomorrow at Colonial Downs. So there you have it. One late news item that I thought raised the eyebrows of somebody, trainer Carl Broberg. Now, Carl Broberg is one of the top trainers in the country. He made an announcement that he's going to retire from training. He's going to be paying attention. He's going to head up his farm and develop horses for training. So Carl Broberg goes from training at the track to developing horses at his farm. Broberg is retiring after 15 years as a trainer. This guy's won over 4,900 races. In fact, through Thursday, he's had 4,902 winning races. He is the 10th winningest trainer of all time on the stat sheet, and Broberg will be hanging it up as a trainer. Don't know exactly when, but after 15 years, he announced that he's going to now go back to the farm and develop horses at his farm there. So we want to congratulate Broberg for his decision in his lifetime, and certainly thank him for all of the great training jobs he did over the 15 years as a trainer and as players who play trainers like him around the country. All right, on today's show, we got Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J., of course. And, of course, we're looking at our chat box now. Remember, if you go to YouTube, and you punch in South Point Studio, you get to our site, you click on Race Day, and then on that page, you'll see the show. It's coming to you live, the show streaming video. And on the right-hand side will be the chat box. And if you subscribe, if you haven't already subscribe. And when you subscribe, you can get into the chat box, and then you can start chatting with not only the other players who are watching the show, but you can chat about us on the show as well. And it's really funny because on the chat box early today, when they first started out, Victor is a chatter on the chat box. Well, I guess he's going to keep score for us on the show. So here's the thing. Victor said yesterday the selections of the experts went 1 for 5, but the selections of the listeners on the chat box were 0 for 8. So we know that it's been kind of difficult to try to figure out the puzzles going on at Del Mar at Saratoga, but our experts will continue with that. Taking a look at the results from Saratoga and Del Mar. And again, remember, subscription is free. So when you get to YouTube, just subscribe and get on there and start chatting. All right. As you know, Saratoga canceled yesterday, so there's no racing at Saratoga. and we had to wait till 4 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time to get into action in Southern California at Del Mar. And it was mixed results again at Del Mar. The first race winner, Arby's Tiger, was a horse that was on or close to the speed. He won the race for Raylu Gutierrez and Andy Mathis, paying $30.80. The race was marred by a spill. The early pace setter, Veronica's Gem, was leading and turning for home, was down on the inside. And without any other horses around her, Victoria's Gem just hit the inside railing and dumped jockey Abel Cedillo. Neither the horse or the jockey were injured, but that kind of scattered the horses behind him. In the meantime, Arby's Tiger was in the middle of the track outside of that and was not affected and went on to win and pay $30.80. Again, the horse and jockey were fine. Just a little drama in the opening race there, and a big price. One of the longest shots on the board. Matter of fact, I think it was the longest shot on the board in the 7-horse field, $30.80. So you know that pick 5 started out in good shape. Second race, super enticing wins from Umberto Rispoli and trainer Peter Miller, paying $14 even on the turf course. And this was on or close to the lead. In the third race at 6 furlongs, September Magic with Kazuchi Kimura for Tim Yakteen wins. Was right behind the leaders down the backstretch, came off the rail, off the pace, and ran right up the rail. What a great job he did. He stayed on the rail, not off, but he stayed on the rail. September Magic rolled up the rail and won going away, this first-time starter. A first-time starter breaking from the one post and running up the rail. That's very unusual to win the race, paying $19.80, again for Kimura and Yakteen. Fourth race, Rugaluch wins the race on or close to the lead all the way. Rugaluch, under Juan Hernandez for trainer Ron Ellis, won the mile turf race in the fourth, paying $3.40 as the favorite. And the fifth race winner was Chicks Diggit. Chicks Diggit came off the pace and won with Mr. Aguilar aboard, trained by Jerry Wallace. Chicks Diggit bet down from 20-1 on the morning line, paid $14.60. And was the end of the early pick 5 that paid $9,093.35. The early pick 4, $473.60. Then we went on to the sixth race, a race for 2-year-old maidens at 5 furlongs on the turf. That winner there, Run for Kidder. Run for Kidder with Joe Talamo aboard, went wire to wire on the 5 furlong turf race for Adam Kitchingman and paid $20.80. And then came the graduation stakes. This stakes race for 2-year-olds going 5.5 furlongs. That race was won by R. Heisman. R. Heisman ran down stablemate to win it. R. Heisman, the big favorite for Juan Hernandez aboard, paid $4.60, outrunning his stablemate Case Hit. Case Hit did all the work on the lead. Couldn't hold off, though, his stablemate and finished second. In the race, third was I'm a Bad Boy. Peter Miller trained, and Gary Barber owned the first 2 finishers in this race, the graduation, and that paid $4.60 there. And finally, in the 8th and final race, Jerry Jacovitz came with the only winner from our experts yesterday, and that was Explain This Audit. Explain This Audit won under Mr. Ariuso, paying $8.40 for Craig Delassie. And so the pick 6 yesterday paid $22,479.20. And all 8 races yesterday at Del Mar were won by 8 different riders. So that's what happened yesterday. Now we go to today. And we're going to get to our first break. And when we come back, we'll start with our racing menu and, of course, our handicappers and the chatters as well. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
From the South Point studio, the perfect blend of sports.
But I think the Niners are going to wear them down. Detroit Pistons lost their 36 games.
Comedy.
See over-under on that relationship lasting. I'm going to put mayo in the coffee.
Yes. I am beautiful. And a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Join Ryan McCormick.
That's at least 2 picks outside of our own in the first round next year. Oreo.
And host Frank Nicotero.
I look at the clock, I go, ah! Ah!
Oh! Watch Punchlines live at noon every weekday.
Okay, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Saturday morning. Our chatters are chatting away there, and we'll see if we can grab a few of those messages on the chat as we go along throughout the show. But right now, it's time to go to the racing menu for today. And remember, these, whatever the cancellations are, and there's only one, Colonial Downs, it's the only one we have at this time. And I think for the most part, though, looking at the weather map, I think for the most part, the storm is heading on out to sea out in the North Atlantic. So it looks pretty good. The damage has already been done by the hurricane and the tropical storm Debbie that went through not only the western part of Florida, but right up the Atlantic coast and is now moving away. As far as any other conditions around the country are concerned, pretty good at all the racing centers as far as the weather is concerned for today. We'll wait and see about the damages done from the hurricane. All right, here's the menu. Reminding you, first post times are Pacific. If you're not in the Pacific time zone, adjust to it so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. First post times are Pacific, okay? And we start out with the Horseshoe Indianapolis. Horseshoe Indianapolis has quarter horse racing today. All 12 races are quarter horse trials. I should say all but one race. The first race is a maiden race. And then races 2 through 12 of the 12 races today at Horseshoe Indianapolis are quarter horse trials for 2-year-olds at 350 yards. Horseshoe Indianapolis, first post time there is set at 7:45. So you got about 19 minutes left to go there. All right, Laurel Park is next. Laurel Park has 9 races. No stakes races today at Laurel. First post time at Laurel Park today at 9:25 at Laurel Park today. Then next we go to Delaware Park. Delaware Park has 7 races. Their first post time at Delaware Park today is set at 9:30. Belterra Park will be next. Belterra Park has a first post time for 8 races at 9:35. Belterra 9:35 today. And then following that comes Saratoga. Saratoga has, they have actually 10 races today. 10 races. There'll be 12 on the card, but there's only going to be 10 running. The 6th and 10th races are canceled. Will run tomorrow. First post time is 9:35. But I can tell you this at Saratoga, the first post time is set at 9:35. But then they're going to shorten up post times throughout the rest of the day. The 3rd through 12th races, they're going to shorten up the post times. And by the time you get to the 12th race, that has a post time of 6:50 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 3:50 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be shortened up to 5:43. So you can see they're going to shave off some of the post times a little bit throughout the day at Saratoga. 5:43 p.m. is the first post scheduled in Eastern time for the last race at Saratoga. Now, as far as the track conditions are concerned, they say it's sunny, 70 degrees, and the track is labeled fast. That's what they're giving us. Track is labeled fast. And as far as the stakes races today, you have 3 stakes races that are left today. The 8th race is the $200,000 Grade 2 Saratoga Special for 2-year-olds at 6.5 furlongs. In that 8th race, 9 go to the post. And let's see if we have any scratches. Yes, we do. The 7, Noble Force, number 7, Noble Force, is scratched out of the Saratoga Special, the 8th race on the card. The 9th race will be the Troy that went from the turf to the main track at 5.5 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up. And the 9th race has the following scratches. There's a lot of them. Number 1, Witty. Number 4, Cogburn will not run. Number 6, Big Invasion is out. The 7, Dancing Buck. The 8, XY Speed. The 9, Groom's All Business. The 10, Sosa Summer. And the 11, Mischievous Angel. Numbers 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are out of the Troy. Whatever's left will go in that 9th race, the Troy Stakes at Saratoga. And then the 12th race is the 3rd of the 3 stakes races. This was the Galloway, scheduled at 5.5 furlongs on the turf, now on the main track for 3-year-old fillies, the 12th and final race. And here are the scratches there. Number 2, Gravette. Number 3, Pipsy. Number 4, Ever So Sweet. Number 5, Star of Mystery. Number 6, El Torino. Number 8, Keira. Number 9, Admist Waves. Number 12, Sunday Girl. And number 13, She's Always Rosie. In the 12th race, scratch numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, and 13. And you got whatever's left there for the Galloway, the 12th and final. First post time for whatever's left there at Saratoga is at 9:35 this morning. All right, Ellis Park is next. And we go to Ellis Park, where the first post time there is set at 9:50. You got 9 races at Ellis Park. And Ellis Park, again, has a super high 5 carryover of $2,086. That's at Ellis Park, $2,086 in their super high 5 carryover. They got a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $46,429. First post time at Ellis Park is at 9:50 for 9 races. Then we go to Monmouth Park. Monmouth Park's pick 6 jackpot carryover of $14,188. 9 races in Monmouth today. No stakes race. First post time is at 9:50. Gulfstream Park. Their Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $119,999. 119,999. First post time is 9:35 at Gulfstream. A couple of $95,000 stakes races. They are the Sharp Susan that goes as the 6th, and the Proud Man that goes as the 10th. 11 races at Gulfstream, and a first post time of 9:55. Woodbine, north of the border, and they got some nice stakes races at Woodbine today. The $250,000 Bison City is the 8th race on the card at a mile and 16th for 3-year-old fillies, a field of 9 in that one, and the favorite at 2-1 is Kins Concerto. Then you have the 9th race, the $200,000 Grade 2 Canadian Stakes at a mile and 1/8 on the turf for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, a field of 11 before scratches. And Moira, of course, you remember she was the Canadian Horse of the Year a couple of years ago. Moira is the 8-5 favorite with Rafael Hernandez aboard. 10 races today at Woodbine. Super high 5 jackpot, $70,323. Pick 6 jackpot, $25,782. And the first post time at Woodbine today is at 10:05. 10:05 at Woodbine today. Emerald Downs. Emerald Downs has a first post time for 7 races at 1:30. 1:30 at Emerald Downs today. They have a pick 6, a regular pick 6 carryover of $31,175. Santa Rosa Fair. Now, you know they have turf racing there. As a matter of fact, the turf races today at Santa Rosa are the first race, the 5th race, which is the featured $75,000 Robert Dupree Derby for 3-year-olds at a mile and 16th, a field of 8. Keep Moving On is the 2-1 favorite there. And then you have the 7th and 8th races also on the turf at the Santa Rosa Fair today. Santa Rosa's pick 6 carryover, regular pick 6, $1,190. They have a super high 5 carryover of $1,360. First post time Santa Rosa today is at 1:45. Then we go to good old Del Mar in Southern California, where the turf meets the surf at Del Mar. Del Mar's first post time is at 2 o'clock. Couple of stakes races there. The first of the stakes races, the 5th race, is the Sorrento Stakes. 6 furlongs for 2-year-old fillies. 5th race on the card. 5 go to the post, a competitive 5. And Noni is the 6-5 favorite with Juan Hernandez aboard. And then the 8th race is the $200,000 Grade 2, make that Grade 3 Yellow Ribbon at a mile and 16th on the turf for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. A short field of 6 there. Again, competitive, though. The 3-5 favorite, however, is Anazet with Umberto Rispoli aboard. 10 races today at Del Mar and a first post time of 2 o'clock this afternoon. 2 o'clock at Del Mar. Canterbury Park has 8 races. The Minnesota Oaks will be the 3rd. The Minnesota Derby will be the 5th. First post time at Canterbury Park for their 8 races is at 3:10 at Canterbury Park. And then, of course, Evangeline Downs, they have 9 races at Evangeline. First post time 3:30. Charlestown has 8 races. Their first post time at Charlestown today is at 4 p.m. with a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $10,480. Prairie Meadows has 9 races. Their first post time is also at 4 p.m. 3 quarter-horse races, the first 3, the last 6 will be thoroughbreds, and the stakes race on the thoroughbreds is the $75,000 Cyclones Stakes. That'll be the 8th on the card. Prairie Meadows Super High 5 Jackpot Carryover, $18,669. First post time again at 4 p.m. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos in Southern California. Los Alamitos has 9 races, 1 thoroughbred, 4 mixed breed, 4 quarter horses. The quarter horse stakes race is the 9th on the card. It is the juvenile for 2-year-olds at 350 yards. First post time at Los Alamitos this evening is set at 7:05 at Los Al. That's your Saturday racing menu. And now we're going to go to the new look, Jonathan Hardoon. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
You look more like a professor today without your cap on.
I figured I'd change things up, look to change the look, and let's.
So, in other words, if you start picking winners, it was the cap's fault.
The hat will remain on the hook hanging on the wall.
All right. All right. Well, we've got a little bouncing ball of situations going on at Saratoga, but it looks like it's going to be a nice day. And they say the track is going to be labeled fast.
The weather is beautiful. They're calling the track fast. I mean, I just think it's impossible. All the water that came down the last 24 hours, where did it go? There's definitely moisture left in the track. You know, maybe they just kept harrowing it. But then there's going to be a problem. Is the track going to turn into one of those Del Mar conveyor belts? I don't know. We'll find out. So take it slow early, see how the track is playing. Unfortunately, the stake races were basically decimated. The Troy, I think, has 5 horses left in it. Let's see. Let's do this the right way. The Galloway has 4 horses left in it. 4 horses. That's the 12th race. Mm-hmm. And the Troy, which was the 9th race, they have 5 horses left in it. So you see what happened to those races.
But we knew that going in as soon as they took it off the turf, didn't we?
Yeah, that's why those races, everything should have just been moved to Sunday in advance. They knew what the weather was, but, it's surprising. Last week they canceled the Troy, but this week they thought it was okay to run the Troy. So, anyone in that race like Cogburn, who would have been odds on, really got the raw end of the deal.
Okay, but now you're talking about you didn't want them to move all the stakes races, just the turf stakes races, correct? Which would be 4 of them today.
Right, the races that got decimated,
So they left the Troy, they left the Galloway to be on the main track with all these late scratches. But the 4-Star Dave and the Saratoga Derby have been moved again. And, of course, it'll be on tomorrow. And I would imagine it'll be the last 2 races tomorrow at Saratoga?
Yes, they are the last 2 races. By the way, the Saratoga Special, which was scheduled for the dirt, obviously remains on the dirt. There's only 1 late scratch in there. So at least that field stays intact.
Yeah, Noble Force is out of that one. That was a Noble Force, though, was an interesting long shot at 15-1 on the morning line in that race. Let's take a look at those stakes races. And I guess the first one of the ones that are left, the 3 that are left, is the Saratoga Special. And like you say, only 1 horse scratched out of that race, so it stays pretty much intact. And if the track is, as they say, fast by that, then the handicapping on that race should be normal.
Well, it's a 2-horse race. Number 5, Touchy. Number 9, Keep It Easy. These 2 2-year-olds, one from the Wesley Ward barn, one from the Dale Romans barn, they just appear to be better than the rest of them. They're, no real value there. The 5 is 5-2 on the morning line. The 9 is 4-1. But both of those horses have worked well for this race, and they've run well already. The 9 has a little bit more of a history. The 5 Touchy only has 1 career start. Keep It Easy may be the way to go if you really get the 4-1.
All right, and the short fields that are left in the Troy and the Galloway, I'm assuming that because the main track onlys are the ones that you got to look at, and the Troy's got Disarmed in there as a main tracker, right?
Disarmed is in there as a main tracker, but Surveillance, the Wayne Potts horse, 7-year-old, really just looks much better than these. He handles the dirt. He was entered hoping the race came off, and that's what happened. He was entered MTO, Tyler Gaffley on board to ride.
Yes, and that is Disarmed is number 13, and Surveillance is number 12, but with all the scratches, they'll be moved in, no doubt about it, but they were the main track onlys. And then the 12th race, the Galloway, I guess you're looking at main track onlys there, too?
Yeah, the Phil Bauer horse, the 3-year-old filly named Helena's Forte. Irod Ortiz rides another 4-horse field. You're not making any money there, and she's going to win at a short price.
Okay, well, then let's take a look at Del Mar. At least we'll take a look at their Sorrento and the Yellow Ribbon. The Sorrento is for 2-year-old fillies. You got a 6-5 shot there. Hernandez and, the usual team there for the 2-year-olds. So, what do we look at?
What race number is that, Ralph? Sorry.
That's the 5th race at Del Mar. 5 filly field.
It's a 5-horse field. Vodka with a twist at 4-1. The Phil D'Amato horse Mike Smith rides, I think, is the right horse. But you can really make a case for all of them. They're all within a couple of points of each other. They're lightly raced. They're 2-year-olds. Baffert has 2 in the race, including the 6-5 morning line favorite.
Yep.
She didn't run that much better than Vodka and Twist, and Vodka with a Twist is a much bigger price.
All right, the Yellow Ribbon, another short field again of 6, but good and competitive as it is. Honest, is the 3-5 favorite, but do you give it to her?
She should be the favorite. She's clearly the best horse in the race. She fires every time. She's going to run a big one. Rispoli's having a terrific meet. She's certainly the horse to beat, and the race goes through her.
All right. Yesterday at Gulfstream Park, you had a second-place finisher. You're getting close again. Second place there at Gulfstream. Edgar Zayas beat you with his 3rd win of the day there. So what are we doing today?
Let's look at Saratoga. Look at the second race today at 6.5 furlongs on the main track. And I like the number 4 horse in here, Banned for Life. And if I don't start giving out winners, I'm going to be banned for life. Luis Saez for Al Stall, 9-2 on the morning line. I like number 4, Banned for Life, to win today's second at Saratoga.
All right. In the second race, you like the 4, Banned for Life. Second race, the 4 there. What about Del Mar?
Let's look at the 6th race today, a mile on the turf, and I like the number 6 horse in here, Jeweled Shillelagh, a 4-year-old gelding from the Mike McCarthy barn, coming off of a freshening. McCarthy came to play. Every horse he's sending out at this meet is running big. I like the rider switch to Umberto Rispoli, 9-2 on the morning line. Number 6, Jeweled Shillelagh, wins today's 6th race out at Del Mar.
All right, 6th race at Del Mar, number 6, Jeweled Shillelagh, the 6th in the 6th race. Easy to remember there at Del Mar. And we'll wait and see what happens with the non-cap effect today. And you've got full sheets for Del Mar and Saratoga today at your website, right?
Yes, Ralph, JONHERDOON.com. Thank you. Stay safe and be well.
All right, you got it, my man. And we are rushing through this Saturday show because we got so much to do and not enough time to do it. So we're going to be right back with Rich Young.
Thank you, buddy. There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated a commitment to first responders and military families. They've paid off mortgages and built specially adapted smart homes. Now the foundation is expanding its mission to eradicate veteran homelessness. Please give our veterans a chance to reclaim their dignity by donating at t2t.org.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Yang standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, Richie, it seems like your thought about taking the under, taking the under in the preseason games in football was the way to go yesterday, huh?
Yeah, a lot of low-scoring games, and I actually did pick a side yesterday. I gave out the Texans as a unit play, and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, so that was nice to get a W. But yeah, you at least see the starters maybe for a series, maybe two, and then you see a lot of backups, you see a lot of rookies, you see a lot of free agents. So the quality of play, quite frankly, leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, no question about that. And of course, along with handicapping and getting ready for the football season, you're doing the races, and your full sheet for Del Mar is available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Interesting card today at Del Mar.
Yeah, it's a good card, and at least we don't have the weather to deal with, Ralph. I heard you talking about the Saratoga race.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, man, you need a Chinese abacus to try to figure out where all these races are going and what order they're going to run in.
and who's ever left in those races after the change from the turf to the main track. But it's going to be beautiful today in Southern California at the beach. Where are we going with the horse?
Okay, 2 picks. Football. Let's try to go 2 for 2 this weekend, Ralph. The game I like is the Cincinnati Bengals, -6 over Tampa. Cincinnati, the last 2 years, Ralph, with Zach Taylor, they have not taken training camp or the preseason very seriously, and has led to 0-2 starts the last 2 seasons, which puts you behind the 8 ball. They have been doing a lot more work this year. In fact, Joe Burrow is even going to start the game and play a series or 2. I think the Bengals take this game seriously, put a W -6 Cincinnati Bengals. And as far as the horse, let's go to race 2 at Del Mar. 5 furlongs on the turf with the rail out 12 feet. Let's go with a horse I think is going to be Lone Speed, is the number 4, Mamba on the 3. Edwin Maldonado riding, so it's a good speed rider. He just got to break sharp and let this ship and win candidate go. Number 4, Mamba on 3 in race 2.
All right, going with the bias right now, the way it seems on the turf and the main in the 5 furlong second race on the turf. You like number 4, Mamba on the 3. Number 4, the name is Mamba on the 3, but it's number 4 in the second race, Rich Ang's selection. And don't forget, he's got a full sheet available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll do a little Bengals and a little horse racing today.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, final break coming up, and then back with John and Jerry. Don't go away.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The traditional $2 Pick 6 at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. And when there's not a Pick 6 carryover on Sunday nights, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool. Every Sunday night, we'll have either a Pick 6 carryover or the 10,000 Pick 6 promo, leading to gigantic total pools, like the $286,000 pool on May 19th and over $269,000 on June 8th. The traditional $2 Pick 6, a great bet, a great deal, always at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out in Southern California, where John Lindo is standing by. And by the looks of it, John is probably in the press box at Del Mar early this morning. And that marine layer is sitting behind him outside that window. John, good morning.
No, the marine layer is breaking up. We just have a dirty window, Ralph. Good
morning. I
morning.
see. Okay. Well, tell him to clean the window then.
Exactly. It's going to be a nice day for racing today. The conditions will be good. So don't have to worry about anything else. Fast and firm at Del Mar as always.
Looked like there was a little bit of a change in the bias yesterday at Del Mar late in the day.
Yeah, but I still think you want, if you're on that main track, you want to be in the race early, and you sure don't want to get caught 3 and 4 wide all the way around. They're just not making up any ground. They're kind of spinning their wheels out there. So And watching the workouts this morning, it looks like more of the same. I would not expect any changes in that main track today.
All right, John, taking a look at the Sorrento for the 2-year-old fillies, looks like a 5-horse race that's surrounded by, again, Mr. Bob Baffert for the 2-year-olds there.
Yeah, it's an interesting race because all 5 of those fillies have speed. So something's got to give. And unfortunately for Baffert, he drew the inside 2 posts. But Nooney, they paid $1.8 million for her earlier this year at a juvenile sale. She was really good winning her debut up at Santa Anita, and she's trained really well down here. She's got one way to go from the fence. She's got to go. I think the one filly who might be able to rate the way the race comes up would be number 4, Vodka with a Twist. In her first start at Churchill Downs, she was not on the lead. So maybe Mike Smith takes her back a little bit and tries to hope for a speed build, but it could shape up that way. And just for information, today's Mike Smith's birthday, 59 years old in the saddle.
Wow, 59 and riding like that, amazing. But I know that guy's a really health nut, and he goes to the gym every morning, doesn't he?
Fittest guy I know. I tell you, he works out and he looks great and he's doing well. And it's fun to watch him ride still.
No question about that. Yellow Ribbon looks like it goes through Anazette.
Yeah, she's 3-5 on the program for a reason. She's a multiple grade 1 winner, and she's undefeated at Del Mar. Maybe number 5, Bella Bell, gets an easy lead in this spot without much speed, and she does like Del Mar as well. And if you look at her form, she runs her best races fresh. She comes off a layoff, so Bella Bell to catch, but Anisette should be very, very tough to beat today. That's the 8th race. That's the Yellow Ribbon.
John, I know you did a Saratoga sheet today, and right now what you're doing with Saratoga is weighing, weather conditions and how the actually racing cards might develop and run, and certainly on the big days you'll be doing it. But you do have 2 Lindo reports, full Lindo reports today, one for Saratoga and one for Del Mar. They're both available here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, exclusively in Las Vegas, only here at the South Point, free, complimentary to the race players because they love horse players here. Any thoughts about anything at Saratoga today that piques your interest?
No, the race is scratched down. There isn't a whole lot in there. I just want to watch that 2-year-old race, the Saratoga Special, to see if anything jumps out there. We've always got to watch these 2-year-olds, especially as these distances get longer, and just want to see how that track plays today. Again, there was some rain, but to have it listed fast today, I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, no question about that. I couldn't believe that, but that's what they got up there, and that's where we're going to go with for the most part. All right, back at Del Mar, need a horse.
10th and final today. In that 10th race, number 5, Gervin Gal, a first-time starter by a good first out sire in Gervin. The Dam won 2 of her first 3 starts, so she's bred to be precocious. Good works down here. Joe Talamo won a race at the 5 furlong on grass yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't think this filly's going to take a ton of wagering. She's 5-1 on the program, and I think she's live. So number 5, Gervin Gal, race number 10 at Del Mar.
All right, 10th race, 5 furlongs on the turf. You like the 5, Gervin Gal, the 5 in the 10th race. John Lindo's pick for the race day listeners. Don't forget a complete sheet, complete Lindo report. Picking each and every race, have selections in each race. Of course, the suggested late pick 4 and all the goodie information at the bottom. Both sheets, Saratoga and Lindo report for Saratoga and Del Mar, complete. Right now, free of charge at the South Point Racebook. And again, they love horse players here. And John, I guess by your thoughts about Saratoga, we won't get a pick out of there today.
I'm not going to make one there, but I tell you, on the sheet, I did do the early pick 5 races 1 through 5, knowing what was going to happen on the back half of that card. So I did handicap it with the thought that most of those races on the turf would come off, and the pick 5s would all cancel out and everything else. So there is at least a pick 5 there that can work at the first 5 at Saratoga.
Suggested pick 5, the early pick 5 that starts in the first race with a Pacific post time of 9:35 is on the Lindo report. Hey, thanks a lot, John. Tell them to clean the window. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
If I can get somebody to do it, I'm not going on the balcony, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, you got it. Wait for somebody to show up on a crane or something. Thanks.
Good luck.
All right, you got it. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jacovitz to wrap up the show today. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
Well, they say the track is fast, Jerry, and they're off the turf today at Saratoga, so the 2 turf stakes races really got decimated with a lot of late scratches.
Aren't they on the turf in the 6th and the 10th?
Jerry, the 6th and 10th races have been canceled.
Oh, okay. Well, they didn't have it when I came in this morning. So.
Yeah, no, they did. And the 6th and 10th races, the Saratoga Derby and the 4-Star Dave will be run tomorrow as the last 2 races on the Sunday card. So your work is done for those 2 races.
That's good. I can just it's really odd. I'm on the site right now and they don't have it on the scratches and everything. It's crazy.
Well, they are. They're not running. Trust me. Okay. Well, and if you're depending only on the New York Racing Association site, sometimes you're going to be caught with some information that should be there that isn't. Trust me, I've been through that before as well. All right. So we got Saratoga and Del Mar. What are we doing at Saratoga?
Well, we're going to go to the eighth race, Ralph. Showcase. It's a 1-number horse. I usually don't pick 1-number horses for Todd Pletcher. He always has some fast 2-year-olds. This looks like a fast 2-year-old. The 2-horse Showcase in race number 8. I love his first race, and I think he can do a lot better. And he's bred to go longer too. So when a horse has like long, some long-winded breeding and shows this kind of speed, it encourages me.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting 6-1. I'll take it. Anyway, I'll make a good win place bet on the 2 and then play the 2 over the 4, 5, 7, and 9. Excuse me, the 7 scratched.
Okay, so the 4, 5, 9. Okay, 8th race, the Saratoga Special for 2-year-olds at 6.5 furlongs. You like the 2 Showcase, number 2 Showcase with IRAD aboard for Pletcher. The 2 and the link-ups will be numbers 4, 5, and 9. 4, 5, and 9 in that race at Saratoga. And again, that's the 8th race, Saratoga. By the way, folks, again, they will have a late pick 5 and a late pick 4. They're going to exempt that 10th race. The late pick 5 will start in the 7th race, covering the 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th, and 12th. And in that 8th race, the Saratoga Special, that'll start the late pick 4. That'll cover that race, the 8th race, plus the 9th, 11th, and 12th. All right, now we go to Del Mar. We had a nice winner yesterday in the last race there, Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely. And, a very similar idea today with the 2-horse in race number 4, Sinois, I guess is how you, or Sinois, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But.
Okay.
Number 2 in race number 4, Sinois from Phil D'Amato. Nice horse, took a little freshening from June to July, gets down to the rail today, and the last race was actually pretty good. I think this horse is an improving cycle. I'll take the 2 over the 135. Reverse 135 over the 2. I really am liking the 2 with Hector Berrios up in race number
4.
4.
All right, 4th race, you like the 2. No matter how you pronounce it, let's pronounce it a winner. In the 4th race, the 2-horse, and the link-ups are 1, 3, and 5. That's in the 4th race today at Del Mar. And taking a quick look at our chat box here, we've got Frank likes in the 4th race the 3-horse Primissimo, and at Saratoga in the 8th race, Frank likes the 4 First Resort. So we'll wait and see how our handicappers are doing on the chat. Again, the chat is available by going to the YouTube site and then go to South Point Studios, hit Race Day Las Vegas, and chat away. Make sure you subscribe. That's how you can get the chat. Go to the subscriptions and subscribe there, and we'll have some fun with the folks that are watching the show, talking about not only how they handicap, but certainly how we're handicapping as well. Jerry, is it any more difficult this year? And we only got 30 seconds left for Del Mar and Saratoga than it usually is?
No, I think it's Del Mar's a little harder because we have this inside speed bias, and maybe that threw us off a little bit. And when I say us, I mean everybody.
Right.
But you adjust to it. The nature of Del Mar seems to be the same as it always is, and Saratoga, well, it's been a kind of a rough meet. They've had a lot of scratches. So.
Yeah, well, and the weather has a lot to do with it too. But I think we're getting past all of the weather. Hopefully, it'll be really nice for the second half of Saratoga. In the meantime,
both meets are much better during the second half of the season, year in and year out.
Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Del Mar and all of Saratoga available at his website, jerryjspowerpage.com. We wrap up this Saturday show by wishing everybody safe trips wherever you're betting and whatever you're doing. In the meantime, we'll be back tomorrow morning, God willing, and the creek don't rise. But as we always do, Jerry's got one more thing to say. Say it, Jerry.
Have a great race day, everybody.